Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is another landscape tour of a house that's not too far from mine. I was actually cutting through this neighborhood on a bicycle, headed to the gym, and stopped and talked to this person, and they said yes to me shooting a video in their yard. This is another yard that has no lawn whatsoever, and it's a much simpler design. It's really nice. It's kind of a formal design that I'll show you here. It's got a lot less pieces. The other two that I shot in my neighborhood have literally maybe as many as 100 plus varieties in each of those yards. This one may have, I don't know, a grand total of 10, but it's still super interesting and kind of shows what you can do with a very a simple design and extremely low maintenance space right here that's great for entertaining. So let me just walk around with the camera and show it to you real quick. Okay, so I'm starting out here at the road. And they've used this Muhlenbergia or mully grass. This is a Muhlenbergia capillaris. Really neat grass. Has these beautiful pink plumes in the fall. It's stayed abnormally warm so far. They should be going dormant by now, but even after they go dormant, this is actually a beautiful grass, even in the winter time. One nice thing about this type of grass is it doesn't cut you. They're almost little round, they're like little round tubes that open up, and these plumes come out of, and like I say, you can walk past them without being cut. If you use any other kind of grass like miscanthus or pennisetums out here, people walking by would be in jeopardy, but these look just really stunningly beautiful out here, and they move around in the wind. There's plenty of sun out here by the road for them. The next thing here is there's a big wall of oak leaf hollies, and I've shown you oak leaf, and I've shown you Oakland, and I've shown you Robin. Those are the three hollies that you could do this with. These, if left alone, could probably get 15 plus feet tall and pretty wide at the base, really, over a long period of time. One super nice thing about these is they look wicked, but I've shown this several times. You can actually get in here and touch these. They're not bad. They're self-fruiting, and they'll have the berries this time of year. These are newer planted ones and probably been sheared a couple times, so there's no berries on them right now. But these will eventually form a wall in here. There's actually some berries right there forming, and of course they'll become red in time. There's possibly some damage on that one right there. Maybe a limb or something fell out of it. I'm going to go up here, up big and tall here. There's some Halloween decorations on a crepe myrtle. That's a really nice looking crepe myrtle, and there's one more crepe myrtle right there just a little further up. So, and these oak leaf hollies continue up here, and like I say, they'll get big, but they can be sheared and kept whatever size they want to keep them, and they just continue on up this side street. These old neighborhoods like this, I believe this was a probably where horses were brought back, and the horse carriages, or the place where they maintained the horses was behind these houses in this neighborhood right here. I believe that's what that little alley is. But here's it is coming down the sidewalk here with this Muhlenbergia on one side and these oak leaf hollies on the other. Then we'll go into this little courtyard that's being created by this, and there's a fire pit here, and it's surrounded by boxwoods here. And this is an upright boxwood. I don't know the variety. This there are several upright ones that it could be. I'll put some suggestions for it on the screen of ones that you could use to do this with, and as they fill in over time, there'll be a tight little box hedge across here that can be kept formal. They could be cut into cones, they could be flat topped, they can be chopped on the sides, whatever you want to do with them, really. There's an upright Japanese maple right here on the left that's also nice. There's some palms in a few different spots here, and I believe this is Sable Minor, which is a dwarf sable palm right there. This formal garden really goes with this front porch, which is kind of formal itself. There's some eyeballs down here for Halloween, and some various Halloween decorations, and fall mums, pumpkins, that kind of thing. A swing on that end of the porch. Really just a beautiful space, and super well maintained. Here's another wall of these upright boxwoods. This may be Green Mountain, and that's one that just popped in my head. This is very possibly Green Mountain boxwood. It has that upright, narrow habit to it, and there's some more of those Sable Minor palms right there. Really nice seating area on this side. So you see, you got on each side of this sidewalk. You've got a mirror on both sides, a nice entertaining area, especially when these oak leaf hollies get big enough and really screen out this front yard. That's going to be a really nice private space. There's a gravel path that goes around the side. I imagine this is the backflow preventer for an irrigation system. I'm going to do the same thing over at my house, get a second meter and get a backflow preventer for the irrigation. There's more of those sable minor palms. And then this leads on around to the back, and there's really not a lot of backyard space. One thing I'll point out is that is a drip irrigation right there. That brown pipe with the blue stripe on the side of it is a drip irrigation pipe, and it's got drippers in it every probably 18 inches or so. And they wrap back and forth around all of these hollies and boxwoods and everything. And I'm sure it's all irrigated on a timer. And really, once these things are established, these boxwoods, that Mullenbergia out by the street, these oak leaf hollies, and even these palms really aren't going to need a whole lot of ongoing water once they're established. So I've now imposed myself on 3 different people to do these landscape tours, and I'm going to continue to do this. There's so many interesting ones using these small spaces to create really welcoming spaces. Really, this front yard could probably hold 15 or 18 people in a small space and have a nice evening out here. You know, once these oak leaf hollies are bigger, it's going to be actually a pretty private space in here. This is definitely a more simplified, landscape with not a lot of varieties, and that's going to be something that's right at the top of some people's list, and others may like, what I showed you in the other 2, where there's, possibly 100+ varieties in each of these yards. I really have liked all 3 of them. I mean, they're all super interesting, and they're great uses of space, and they all 3 have entertainment spaces. You know, they haven't forgotten that part of it, the part of the design that's about people and being very inviting to people. So thank you very much for watching this video. Look forward to more of these landscape tours as I impose myself on more people around my neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods. Thanks for watching.